Ahmed Malik spoke very passionately about the role of personal narratives in breaking down stereotypes and fostering empathy.
Yeah, he mentioned how Muslim influencers and activists are using social media to share their everyday experiences, showing the world that they're just like everyone else.
And
Doctors, teachers, parents, artists, people with dreams, aspirations, and struggles, just like anyone else.
It's a brilliant strategy. By humanizing their experiences, they're challenging the dehumanizing narratives that fuel Islamophobia.
It's like they're saying, hey, get to know us. We're not the scary monsters that you see on TV. We're your neighbors, your colleagues, your friends.
Exactly. And these personal stories are incredibly effective in creating those connections and fostering understanding.
It reminds me of that quote by Chimamanda Ngozi
Oh,
Adichie.
yeah.
The single story creates stereotypes. And the problem with stereotypes is not that they are untrue, but that they are incomplete. They make one story become the only story.
That's a brilliant quote, and it perfectly captures the power of sharing multiple stories, those diverse perspectives, to challenge that dominant narrative and create this more nuanced understanding of such a complex issue like Islamophobia.
So even amidst the challenges, there's hope, there's agency, there's this growing movement of people working tirelessly to change the narrative and create this more inclusive society.
Absolutely, and it's a fight that requires all of us to participate in,
Right.
to challenge our own biases, to speak out against injustice, and to support those working to create this more just and equitable world.
It's a reminder that we all have a role to play in shaping a society where everyone feels safe, respected, and valued, regardless of their faith or background.
Now, in the final part of our deep dive, we're going to explore some concrete solutions and avenues for positive change. We'll examine the role of education, media, interfaith dialogue, and government policies in fostering this more inclusive and understanding society.
Sounds good.
We'll also consider the power of personal action and how each of us can contribute to creating a world where Islamophobia is a relic of the past, not a present-day reality.
So stay tuned for part 3, where we'll continue our exploration and consider paths forward in this crucial conversation. All right, so welcome back to our deep dive into American perspectives on Islam.
Yes, welcome back.
We've explored the historical context, the media's influence, the challenges of Islamophobia, and the resilience of these Muslim communities. But now let's shift gears a little bit
Yeah.
and focus on solutions and, pathways for positive change.
This is where things get really exciting. Dr. Williams and Ahmed Malik in their conversation on Perspectives Unfiltered, they didn't just, outline the problems.
Yeah.
They offered a roadmap for how we can move forward as a society.
I'm eager to kind of dive into that roadmap.
Yeah.
What were some of the key takeaways that stuck with you?
Well, one of the most powerful themes was the emphasis on education
Yeah.
as a tool for combating prejudice and fostering understanding.
Right.
But it's not just about, adding a chapter on Islam to a textbook.
Right. It can't be like a box-checking exercise.
Exactly. It's about fostering those critical thinking skills, encouraging students to, question assumptions, and really equipping them to navigate the complexities of our world,
Okay.
especially in this age of misinformation and these online echo chambers.
So it's about teaching young people how to think, not just what to think.
Precisely. Imagine classrooms where students are exposed to these diverse perspectives, where they're encouraged to engage in respectful dialogue about sensitive topics,
Right.
and where they learn to recognize and challenge their own biases.
It sounds like a recipe for a more tolerant and understanding generation.
And that's the ultimate goal, isn't it? To create a society where diversity is celebrated, not feared, and where everyone feels that sense of belonging.
Absolutely. But, education alone can't solve this problem.
Right.
I mean, the media also plays this huge role in shaping perceptions.
You're right, Dr. Williams. She spoke about the need for more nuanced and balanced portrayals of Muslims in the media. And it's not about censoring or silencing certain voices. It's about challenging those stereotypes and showcasing the full spectrum of Muslim experiences.
So moving away from those one-dimensional fear-mongering narratives that we often see.
Exactly. We need more stories that highlight the diversity within the Muslim community.
Okay.
Stories that humanize their experiences, stories that show those commonalities that we share.
It's about reminding people that Muslims are not this monolithic group. They're doctors, teachers, artists, entrepreneurs, just like everyone else.
Precisely. And they hold a wide range of beliefs and perspectives. It's about seeing individuals, not just a label.
And what about the role of government? What can be done at like a policy level to combat Islamophobia?
Well, both Dr. Williams and Ahmed Malik, they emphasize the need for policies that protect religious freedom, combat discrimination, and promote inclusivity.
So things like ensuring equal access to education, employment, and housing, regardless of one's faith.
Exactly. And addressing those systemic biases within law enforcement and the criminal justice system, it's about creating a level playing field where everyone has the opportunity to thrive.
It's about ensuring that everyone feels safe and respected,
Yeah,
that their rights are protected, and that they have a voice in shaping the society that they live in.
absolutely. And let's not forget about the power of interfaith dialogue.
Okay.
Dr. Williams spoke very passionately about the need for people of different faiths to come together to build those bridges of understanding and to find that common ground.
I love that idea. Imagine mosques, synagogues, churches, and temples all working together on community projects, hosting interfaith events, and simply getting to know one another on a human level.
It's about breaking down those barriers that separate us, recognizing our shared humanity, and finding those common values that unite us.
It's about realizing that we're more alike than we are different.
And that's a powerful message, especially in today's world.
But it's not just about these top-down solutions.
Right.
What about the role of individual action? What can each of us do to make a difference?
That's a great question. And honestly, it's often the small, everyday actions that have the most profound impact.
Like, give me some examples.
Well, start by educating yourself about Islam.
Okay.
Read books, watch documentaries, attend lectures, engage with those diverse perspectives.
Don't just rely on the headlines or, social media sound bites.
Exactly. Challenge those Islamophobic jokes or comments when you hear them. Speak out against injustice. Support those organizations working to combat discrimination. And most importantly, get to know your Muslim neighbors, colleagues, and friends.
Yeah.
Build those relationships. Listen to their stories. Share your own. It's those personal connections that have the power to break down those stereotypes and foster genuine understanding.
It's about moving beyond the fear and the prejudice to embrace the richness and the diversity that makes our society so vibrant.
And remember, change doesn't happen overnight. It's an ongoing process, a journey that we must all embark on together.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what are some key takeaways you hope our listeners will kind of walk away with?
I hope they'll leave with this deeper understanding of the complexities surrounding American perspectives on Islam. I
Yeah.
hope they'll recognize those challenges,
Yeah.
but also the hope, the resilience, and the inspiring efforts being made to create a more inclusive society.
And I hope they'll feel empowered to take action in their own lives, to challenge their own biases, to speak out against injustice, and to contribute to building a world where everyone feels safe, respected, and valued.
It's a journey worth taking,
Yeah.
and every step we take, no matter how small, brings us closer to that goal.
Thanks for joining us on this incredibly insightful deep dive.
Yeah.
We covered a lot of ground,
We have.
but as always, there's so much more to explore.
And that's the beauty of it. Learning is a lifelong journey.
Yes, it is.
And we encourage you to continue exploring, questioning, and engaging with the world around you.
Remember your voice, your actions make a difference. Keep those sources coming,
Yes.
and we'll be back soon with more fascinating deep dives into the topics that matter most to you.